What's up, shitheads? It's Ryan and Travis back with another episode of Dudes Talking Shit. This is episode number 31.
31.
What's that from?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, I got a fucking question for you.
Okay.
What's worse, a glimpse or a stare?
A glimpse? A glimpse. 100% a glimpse.
That's worse?
Yeah.
All right. I'm on the same fucking page, man. Yes.
It feels way weirder. Do you know what's even more annoying? Like, happens to the best of us. You get caught checking out a girl.
Yeah.
But really, you weren't like checking her out hard. It was like kind of just a double take type thing. Do you know what I mean? Like you walk by her and you're like, you give the quick look over your shoulder. You're like, oh my God. And then she looks at you right at that exact second when you're just like, you're just catching a quick glimpse. Like, you're not staring.
Exactly. The way I see my logic behind a glimpse being worse than a stare is you're at least with the stare, it's a compliment at the same time. It may not be like a welcoming, wanted compliment, but it's a fucking compliment because those stares will stop.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And they'll only be glimpses eventually.
Probably not even glimpses.
They might not even be a glimpse. So like if I'm driving, I thought of this the other day when I was driving to work. So I'm driving down the road and I see a pretty hot girl jogging, but she was on the other side of the road. Sure. So for me to see her ass, I actually had to like make sure I don't cross the lines and veer into traffic and turn my head and look. Yeah. And I was very disappointed that I didn't get a decent stare into it. I was like, fuck, I didn't get a stare. But then I got to like do a bit of a lean and I could see her in my side mirror. Yeah. But she was far enough away that the staring or not, nothing mattered at that point. But then I saw her look over her shoulder. And I think that we connected eyes for just a quarter of a second, and she might have known that I was staring. And that's when I'm like, oh, well, I'm off the hook now. She knows I was looking. And then I started thinking, wait, what if that's worse?
No. I think the getting caught in the glimpse feels worse, but staring is just a weird thing to do in general. Like, when someone just stares at you, you're like, what? Like, what the fuck?
If someone's staring at you, exactly, it gets weird, but like, what are you fucking staring? If they're staring at you and you're not doing anything, like let's say you can't see up your skirt, your balls aren't hanging out of the bottom of your shorts. Yeah. I can't see your fucking ass or your undies hanging out. Sure. I can't see down your shirt or like I can't see no cleavage. You know what I mean? Yeah. Then
nothing really.
A stare in all of those situations, it's more of a compliment than a glimpse. But then it starts getting freaky every half second that stare keeps 100%. Going.
100%. You're like, what?
Right. It gets fucking weird. But if you are showing that stuff, or if you're not showing that stuff, I should say, it's freaky from them fucking right from the get-go. Like, what if I can stare at you for? Fuck off.
Yeah. Why are you looking at me?
You get one life and you're staring at fucking me.
I'm not much to look at. Why are you wasting your valuable time?
No. I like the fucking moves when you're walking, like let's say you're walking down the hallway in a mall or school or just anywhere. Yeah. And there's a decent looking girl walking towards you. What's your go-to move to check out her ass? Do you do the turn ahead of time, or do you do like the stop, pretend you're looking on your phone and just as she goes by?
I do the turn ahead of time.
You do the turn like a good 5 or 6 steps ahead of time, whoa, did I pass where I was going?
What was that?
And then by the time she can turn to see if you're looking, you've already gotten your data and you've already logged it into the computer and you're walking away.
100%. It's all done. Yeah, you've done your glimpsing.
Do women know that that's like the move?
I think so. I think women are more aware of the tactics of male gambling than... Oh, they definitely do.
You think so?
100%. And I would even go so far to say as women in general, like if a guy checks them out, they're like, thank you.
Oh, yeah. That's why I don't understand why they get so mad about catcalls.
But catcalls are different.
It depends on the catcall. If it's a horn or a whistle, I think those are pretty much all right. If they're fucking... What's up, honey? You gonna spread your ass cheeks on my face tonight? If it's like that, yeah, there's probably a problem with that.
Yeah,
I say probably because I'm a sociopath. I don't really know the feeling, right?
100%.
Remember? So
yeah, you don't entirely grasp it.
I don't completely get it, but I think it's probably not great. But the whistle, or the fucking meet, I don't think this. I think that should be like a fucking little, like on the chin, you know, like, hey, good for you.
Yeah,
you know?
100%, man. Or even like if like
It's a real
it
life
happens
double
more
tap.
times when you're drunk.
Yeah.
Than real life double tap.
You know what I mean? It's a double tap. I've liked
like
your
the photo.
situation in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like even when you're sabing out drinking or whatever, and you walk by a good-looking girl and you got a little more confidence, and you're just like, "You're beautiful," and they just must be like, "Yeah." Like I feel like the correct response should be like, "Thank you," and everybody moves on.
Is there something that can immediately let's say that you see a hot chick out in public, out in the wild,
Yeah.
and without speaking to her, nothing. So you don't know anything about her personality yet. Is there something she can just do that completely turns your opinion around? Like, let's say you see this hot chick walking down a sidewalk, and then all of a sudden she just fucking starts hurling. Blah, blah, blah.
Maybe she just got a bad stomach.
Yeah, that wouldn't be like, oh, never mind.
In today's world, there's a new set of standards. Do you know what would make her immediately unattractive?
If she had a dick?
No. if she picked something up off the shelf and put it back.
Oh, I've hated people that do that forever.
Yeah, it's just like,
I fucking hate that.
germs out of here.
No, I've always, even before the cootie virus, I always thought that. I always fucking hated that. I actually low-key think it should be like punishable by law to go into a store, not buy something, and leave. I always thought that was the fucking weirdest concept.
Well,
because you're wasting time.
But what if you go into like a clothing store and you're looking for something?
Yes, I agree that I've done it many times, and every single time I've walked out awkward and I can feel them staring at me in the back of the head, like he's stealing something. He's not. Why didn't he buy something? It only happens to me at clothing stores, but like. I gotta be honest with you. Like, I'm not a huge person, but I can't buy clothing at most stores. Fair. Like, I can't, because like I've got very long fucking arms. Yeah. So I can't buy tops at most stores because if they fit like my gut area, my back, my shoulders, and all that.
Where do you buy your shirts to?
Almost exclusively online, actually.
Really?
Yeah, and I just buy extra larges, and I just fucking pray that they work out.
Hope it fits.
Basically, usually I'm all right.
Yeah.
But no, man, I can't. T-shirts and stuff. Don't get me wrong, I can find those pretty fine. But like when it comes to dress shirts and stuff, they've got to be always tailored.
Yeah.
And they've got to be like fucking expensive because obviously that comes with that.
Yeah.
It's fucking annoying. But when it comes to like sweaters and like hoodies and stuff, I can usually get along with that. Even then, it's tough. I usually have to go to the more athletic stores where I have to buy like Nike or Adidas. Under Armour fits. Yeah, exactly. I can't buy like a nice sweater. If I'm going like let's say I was going out on a date to wear a long sleeve like sweater, but like a nice one that's not like super casual. They don't exist. These don't exist that fit me. I either have to go further to the point that they're like you could probably be wearing a dress shirt underneath.
Yeah.
Or I have to tone it down to the point it's like borderline athletic wear.
I know you're a big fan of. Not branded stuff, but you do enjoy like buying clothing that supports like whether it's athletes you like, that kind of stuff, or AEW like organizations you like.
Usually it's bands, wrestlers, and then every now and then like the odd like skateboard brand company. Yeah. Just because that's where I grew up, right? Snowboarding and shit.
And skateboarding, yeah. Do you ever find like?
But I prefer if I had a choice in the matter. Yeah. Every bit of my clothing wouldn't have a logo anywhere on it.
Yeah, so I wear like all white shirts. Mm-hmm. I just buy the Kirkland pack of white shirts, and that's all I wear pretty much, except for like a few random T-shirts that I have. Do you ever like find yourself buying more expensive branded clothing items, and you're like frustrated with yourself? You're like, why the fuck did I do that?
All the fucking time, man. Like for me to go to carry on with for when it comes to pants, that's even fucking harder to find because like. I've got a wide waist. I've got a bigger waist than most people think I fucking do. Yeah. Like I've got like a fat guy's waist, but I don't have a fat guy's frame and I have fucking legs. Like I got long fucking legs. So like to get a pair of pants that comfortably fits my waist that I'm not like, I'll wear a belt anyway because I like to, like I will, but I don't want to have to like use the belt. I want it to just be on like the loosest hole or whatever. It's just there for there, you know, for if I do need to tighten things
It's a
up.
fashion thing.
Basically. So for me to buy a pair of pants that fit, they're not oversized in the waist or too tight in the waist to the point where like if I'm out drinking, I gotta be sitting at the bar with my fucking pants undone. Otherwise, like it's constantly pushing on my bladder and gut and stuff.
Yeah.
To find actual pants that fit, they never go down to my ankles or further.
Speaking of the waist of your pants fitting comfortably, what did you order for lunch tomorrow?
A pump it up wrap and Daryl fries.
Nice.
I don't remember what the pump it up wrap was, but I remember it being very interesting sounding. And I've had a few of the wraps before, and I'm like, this one sounds interesting, so let's do it.
Dude, tomorrow's going to be my first ever peanut butter burger.
You've never had a fucking peanut butter? You never made a peanut butter burger?
Never.
You never had a fucking peanut butter burger?
No, I've always heard that Daryl's is the best one.
Dude, it's nothing special. I feel like there are people that
Don't
think
tell me that.
No, don't
Hype
get me
it
wrong.
up for me.
No, don't get me wrong. It's good. I just feel like people that say that, they're just simpletons. Like, how have you... Man, I started eating peanut butter burgers when I was like fucking 10 years old.
Yeah, it's just never a thing I've encountered before.
No, that's wild. I think that people just never encountered it like you, and that's why they think it's cool. I'm like, you can make a better burger at home, one that wasn't frozen.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Actually, Daryl's advertises fresh, never frozen.
Yeah, a lot of places do. I think it's just the name of the brand of the beef.
Dude, that would be marketing.
That's what McDonald's does. You didn't know that? Their beef is called Real Canadian Beef.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, that's just the brand name. It's fucking so much other stuff. But hey, I'm not knocking McDonald's around here. McDonald's has treated me well many a time.
McDonald's.
I've you know how many times I've had a bad experience with McDonald's food, whether it was from like heartburn or diarrhea or the food just turned out to be crappy and it wasn't what I wanted.
Consistency.
Dude, I've had McDonald's. Okay, so there's 365 days in a year. I could say comfortably I eat McDonald's probably 125 of them a year between breakfast or like, you know, grabbing a burger and fries or whatever, or just a burger and no fries, whatever. Probably 100 to 125 times a year. I feel like it's a good chunk. That's a third of the year pretty well.
What's your breakfast menu item? I know your supper
sausage
menu
McMuffin combo, no egg, because I find the egg actually makes me a little lethargic. So I always get it without egg.
Okay.
So sausage McMuffin combo, no egg. Obviously comes with a hash brown, and I always get a small milk, like a kid's meal milk.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's on.
It comes at the $4.70 taxes in Canadian.
That's
only in some places though. Like the McDonald's down the road from me.
Yeah.
It costs more than that. It's like $5.25 here. But if I
Really?
go to most of the ones like in most of the inner city, they're cheaper. And I think it has to do with like the locations that you're at. They charge more. It's not a standardized price across the country.
Do you think not everybody is taking out the price of your egg?
No, I don't think so, because I've looked at receipts and stuff because I was curious. Like I'm the kind of guy that I will never ever raise an eyebrow like in person about a 50-cent difference.
No.
You know what I mean? I just won't, because it's like if I can't afford the 50 cents, I should have never driven this drive-through to begin with.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of mentality I have. But I can tell you, I once upon a time worked in furniture retailing.
What?
Well, like advertising for furniture. And that's when I learned that like sometimes prices of valuables are different depending on the market that the store's in.
Sure.
So for example, if you go to Sleep Country to buy a mattress and you go in like a normal, like lower middle class or middle class area where there's like a ton of big box stores everywhere, the price of a mattress is going to be, let's say $12.99, just as an easy number.
Sure.
If you go and buy that same mattress in an upscale neighborhood, it'll be like $14.99.
Really?
Yes, it's a very common thing that they do just to make it feel more upper class.
Get a few extra bucks.
Yeah. I learned that like if you go to like in an inner city, like fucking where did I sell to Chicago? Let's say.
Yeah.
Any of the furniture stores in Chicago will sell like Ashley Furniture for X price for like that sectional. But if you take Ashley Furniture in the suburbs of Winnetka or something, all of a sudden it's more.
Really?
Yeah. Or if you go to like Schaumburg where there's some money.
Yeah.
It's a suburb of Chicago.
Yeah.
Like the cheapest house is probably in the 800,000s area. Which American, that's a fucking big chunk of change. You know, houses are cheap as fuck there.
Yeah.
In comparison to some other places. But anyway, a cheapest house being 800 grand, all of a sudden furniture is just a lot more. That same Ashley Furniture sectional is way more.
Man, furniture has pretty savage markups from what I understand. It's they're huge.
So, markups are fucking crazy on furniture, man. Why do you think when you see like those Black Friday sales and Cyber
So
Monday and
heavily discounted.
they're,
Yeah.
it's like, well, the thing wasn't. I don't even think they're real. I think that they purposely inflate the price to say it was this, because like, who
Yeah.
the hell shops for the same piece of furniture all year? The damn SKU changes every 2 months, so you couldn't have shopped for very fucking long.
Yeah.
So I think that like Black Friday's in November. I'm willing to bet that October they reach. Well, I know for firsthand that that's when the new lineups for furniture come. Is in October and March. So if in October the lineups come, they purposely make the pricing high, knowing full well the sales will probably be a little low this time of year anyway.
Yeah.
And then November, boom, they make up for it all. So it's fake discounts. The discount was never there because the price was never real.
Man,
They just relied on a few suckers coming and buying them.
that's such a funny thing, and like we notice it in the car business as well.
Yeah.
Like when people are buying furniture and cars and stuff this time of year, like right before the holidays,
Yeah.
it's to show it off. It's to be like, oh, look what I have.
Yep.
Like that's 100% what it's for.
Definitely.
Like it's not about like fucking what you need.
No. I will say though, at least in Canada, I don't know what drives car sales in America this time of year. 'Cause
Yeah.
in most of America, they don't really get like legit winters and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And this time of year in Canada, I find the things that drive car sales are cars getting written off from accidents when the bad weather comes and icy roads, snowy, whatever.
Yeah.
People getting fed up about not having heated seats or heated steering wheel or extra safety features or fucking.
Cars become unreliable.
Yeah,
you
the
don't
heat
wanna
the
break
heat
down
blows out
winter.
on them. It's unreliable. Things like that I find seriously drive car sales here.
Yeah.
But man, people ask me all the fucking time, when's the best time to buy a car? And you know what? There really isn't. The price of that vehicle is the same price all fucking year.
100%.
Like if there's a huge discount, guess what? Your interest rate's going up.
Yeah.
If the interest rate's down low, guess what? The fucking discount is minimal.
Yeah.
It's the same. The out of pocket cost for a vehicle is the same all fucking year long, give or take like an extremely small amount.
Yeah, like you're talking like a variation of like a couple of bucks maybe on
Right.
payment.
And very few people have ever gotten that barn burner deal that actually is a real good deal
Yeah.
on the car they wanted.
Yeah.
It's always when you see those crazy deals that are blowouts, this and that, they're always on a car that you ain't looking for.
100%.
You know what I mean? They're
'cause
always
trying to ditch it.
exactly. They're trying to ditch that car for a fucking reason.
Yeah.
It's usually either extremely base model and it's a color you don't get to choose. It's probably the warranty might have started 6 fucking months ago. Like there's so many things, and then like those deals as a salesperson, they land in your lap. You can't find those.
No.
You
they
can't
just
find
kinda
the
happen.
buyer for those.
No. But like if someone comes in to buy like a fucking hybrid, that's
Yeah.
just like a very specific person. That's just going to come in and buy it regardless of who they
Straight
speak
up,
to.
man. In this, like, you know me, I saw a lot of electric cars. Fucking sold one today. I don't see any purpose in owning a hybrid vehicle
Yeah.
in 2020.
Makes no sense.
It does, unless it's a hybrid SUV. Then yeah, okay, I'll kind of side in that direction. But when it comes to cars, there's no purpose. You're paying so much fucking money for outdated technology when the normal combustion engine is already getting fucking ridiculously good fuel mileage to begin with.
Yeah.
It's just insane. Like for instance, a fucking Civic gets just as good of mileage as a fucking Prius, unless that Prius is going downhill and downwind the whole time.
It's so true. We're at a point with like the combustion engine that it's the best it can be. Like in terms of fuel efficiency.
I have seen it improve over the past few years, like by about, I don't know, like maybe 6 miles per gallon.
Yeah.
But I agree. I have a hard time seeing any legitimate advancement in an ICE engine without switching to some degree of hybrid.
Man, I did see an interesting thing recently on CarBuzz. They released the statistics of the most fuel efficient vehicles.
Yeah, in the United States, though.
Yeah, and do you know what I found really curious is the Tesla actually has a miles per gallon rating.
Yeah, electric cars all do.
Why?
You know what? That's weird because I sell them a lot, like I say, and the window stickers say your average fuel per year that you should be spending
Yeah.
for regular cars and electric cars, and there's always a number there. I don't know what it is, but part of me thinks that they had to put that in there because of like shipping costs of stuff. I don't know. I'm just like literally just guessing at this point. But there's no such thing as there's no such thing as 0 liters per 100 kilometers or whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist at all.
Yeah, like the Tesla was rated at like 171 miles per gallon.
Right.
Which is insane. Like no regular engine could achieve that. But yeah, it's just like really fucking interesting. Yeah, are they calculating it by like
The
what
amount
it
of
takes
power
to
it uses?
charge the car? Yeah.
Very well might be. They might be calculating it with like the ship that transported around the train. But I guess there's no way to measure that. That's impossible. You never know where that car will end up. Oh, that was a bit of a firecracker fart.
Caw-caw! Anita, we should just we should only refer to farts as Anitas.
Just refer to them as Anita's.
Yeah.
So have you ever seen that movie Just Go With It? But with Adam Sandler and Aunt Jennifer Aniston and shit. Remember how she hated her friends, so she's Devlin, so she started calling shit Devlins, and her little kids started calling every time they had to take a shit, they'd be like, I gotta take a Devlin. You remember that?
Yeah.
So what if every time let's just never say fart again, because the word's not that interesting anyway.
Anita's the word.
Yeah, it's more syllables. You can like spring it. It's like Anita. You can do so many fucking funny things.
Anita.
No, I thought you were gonna rip one. And
I was getting
the look
close.
on your face was like, "Holy shit, Travis! If you push this one out, buddy, there's gonna be some poop in it." I thought for sure you were gonna shit yourself in front of me.
Oh, that'd be fucking incredible, man. On the topics of cars, Bahrain last weekend. That was the most terrifying fucking crash I've.
God, that was
ever
horrific.
So for people who don't know what we were talking about last weekend in Formula One, there was a pretty horrific crash where a car split into, burst
Two.
into flames.
Split into two.
It dissected a fucking metal barrier, like went through, like it created a gap in something where there was only like probably a 1-inch gap.
Yeah.
And the fucking front of the car went through it. It was one of the most spectacular things I've ever seen. And the guy walked away fine.
You know what was fucking freaky, man? So like after, because I watched the race pretty delayed because I was up super late the night before, so I actually taped it. So we'll put it this way: the race was only on lap like 13 by the time I started the race, and if you remember, it was on turn 3 where the race was red flagged.
Yeah.
So the whole duration of what should have been the race, I was still not watching it.
Yeah.
So I was watching it super delayed. Anyway, I still don't know. So I didn't know that the accident happened. All right. I got watching like, what the fuck? So I'm like, as soon as I saw it happen, I immediately panicked, went to my guide and started recording a bunch of the shows afterwards.
Yeah.
And I saw that the race was still only on like lap 13. I was like, holy fuck. Fortunately, I didn't miss anything after that. So like I got to see the whole race. But anyway, man, I've watched that race so many times. The creepiest part, I saw that crash so many times. The creepiest part wasn't the crash itself. It's still that I have a bit of a question mark as how it happened, because he's not exactly the worst driver on the grid, in my opinion.
That was a fuck.
But
decision
why
on
did he
his
just
part.
like fucking shoot across in front of 2 cars for no fucking reason, which is a bad race maneuver to begin with?
Yeah, he hit Kvyat. Like,
yeah.
it wasn't Daniel Kvyat's fault.
No, not at all. Well, it should have been. I fucking hate that guy. No, I don't. Really
I think he's going to get dropped this year. I
Yeah.
don't think he's going to be back for 21.
Probably right. So it was weird. Why did he jump over like that? But the most horrific part was watching him get out of the flames. Even after you knew he's all good, everything's fine, he's safe, maybe a broken rib, and he was complaining his hands were sore. This was before they were like verified to be burned. Like we're talking like
Second-degree burn.
yeah, they're just now finding out. Like this is before like the full replays have fully shown.
Yeah.
Watching that aerial footage of him like jumping out on his own accord, because the rescuer was still like, remember he had an open face helmet. So the rescuer from the safety car, they don't have a full helmet. They have like the open face one. So that heat is right there. So the driver of the safety car was there trying to get in, and you could see him step back a few times because of the fucking heat. And you see Roman Grosjean climbing out. That was so scary to watch him climbing out. I was fully expecting some of his
To be on fire.
yeah. And it wasn't, but you could see his hands kind of flapping around.
Yep.
And anyway, that's when I was like, holy shit, he seems all right. And like,
Yeah, it was fucked up, man. Like, when it initially happened, I was like, oh, he's dead.
it's weird. That didn't go through my head at all.
Oh,
I didn't
man.
think for a second he was dead from you see it like in real time, the first crash, and then they purposely don't show replays until they get him out of the car because they're not going to glorify death, right? They just won't do that. So once they started showing replays, I was just like, whoa, what the fuck was that? Like, I didn't think that it was as bad as it was when you just saw the Gulf the Flames golfing.
Yeah.
I thought that was I didn't think it was as bad as it actually was. In fact,
It was fucking terrifying.
yeah.
It was super freaky, but a whole bunch of fucking interesting things. So Roman Grosjean is not racing this weekend.
Obviously.
Who's racing in his place?
I don't really remember. Some guy I can't even pronounce. Never heard of him. I think he's like an F2 driver or something.
Oh, okay. And then Lewis Hamilton is out with
The Rona.
And what an interesting decision to bring. So Mercedes basically has a B team called Williams Racing. And they brought kind of their star prospect right now in George Russell.
Who is traditionally last on the grid. And he has 0 points this season.
He has 0 points, but
just so anyone that doesn't watch the sport, 0 points means he hasn't been in position 10 or better in any of the races.
Yeah, he's been in position 11 a bunch of times and 12, but he has beaten his teammate in standings and qualifying 37-0.
Really?
Yeah. So Latifi has never ever outplaced him or outqualified.
Those Canadians, they know how to drive.
Oh, fuck. Lance Stroll, you dum-dum. Yeah, so
Latifi is Canadian too, isn't he?
He is, yeah. Stroll and Latifi.
That's why I said that. I was going to feel like an idiot.
Well, Stroll rolled his fucking car over last weekend.
Yeah.
Off Daniel Kvyat's wheel.
So it's funny, like, people hate on Danny all the time. And I'm one of those people because his nickname's Torpedo, not because he's fast, because he doesn't fucking break in corners.
Yeah, that's what he did to Lance Stroll. He rolled him over.
And it's so odd that he was the last to touch Roman Grosjean, even though we both agree it wasn't his fault.
Yeah.
It's just weird. He's always in, whenever something big happens, he's always involved somehow. Mm-hmm. Whether it's at his fault or not, it's like, why are you there? Why couldn't it have been someone else that was here?
Yeah, why are you always right there?
Makes me wonder if maybe he is part of it.
Potentially, like, he did get a 10-second penalty for that, which didn't matter because he was going to be last anyway.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, when Roman Grosjean went across and nicked him, when you see a car coming over in front of you, you do have a left foot to hit the brake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He could have tapped the brake. Now, he should have never been in a position where he had to, because at the end of the day, it was not his fault, but he had the decision to make, and he didn't make this. He didn't make the decision to not hit this person. Because let's say Roman Grosjean didn't like completely go straight across all this traffic and into the wall.
Yeah.
If he had just went over and right in front of Danny would have just fucking smacked the end of him.
Yeah.
And then bad decision no matter how you slice it. It's just weird how he's always involved in it.
It is super strange. I think he's going to be dropped for 21 season.
It's weird because like even when you say like how bad a driver is, or like George Russell coming in dead last fucking every time, and him and Latifi pretty well.
Well, Russell's never dead last.
Oh, you know what I mean. Like, out of the points.
Yeah.
Those guys are still some of the best possible drivers. Like, the skill gap between most of the F2 drivers and them is fucking light years.
Oh.
It's like, wow, how are you just like driving like the watered down version of this car? Like
even like endurance drivers and stuff, like they're nowhere near on the level.
Indy
F1s.
drivers?
Yeah. NASCAR, none of them. F1 is the cream of the crop.
Oh yeah.
Like they're the best race car drivers on planet Earth.
There was a meme going around last 2 months or something like that, where it was like a side-by-side video of like a fence camera or something of a car at Spa, like a very fast car. We're talking like a fucking crazy LaFerrari or something.
No, I know exactly what they're GTE endurance cars. Like
okay,
they're full on fucking race cars in their own right. Like they're way faster than a LaFerrari. Like they're fucking purpose built endurance race cars.
This is a very strong drink, by the way. I had that weird amount of alcohol left in the bottle.
Yeah.
Where I didn't want to I'm wasting. Like the next drink will be a waste.
Yeah.
So I got to dump it all in. Now all of a sudden it's like way stronger than I like. And I normally like 50-50s.
That's a heavy one.
Oh, it's probably a solid 75.
But yeah, that video was fucking super
And then you
cool.
saw the F1 cars just...
It doesn't even look real.
No, it's nuts. And it's not sped up. Like, that's just the way it is.
Yeah, man.
It's crazy. People are sleeping on that sport. Anyone that doesn't watch F1, they're really sleeping on it.
100%. It's one of the most interesting sports in the world. And just for the combination, of man and machine.
Yeah.
Like, you need to have a great engineering team, great mechanics. Like, how much of a team sport it is completely underestimated.
Oh, big time. I really like the fucking science and the physics behind, like, the way you've got to plan out how long will these tires last. You got to, like, keep them up, keep them hot. Okay, so you're losing tread here, so you have less grip, so you can't take corners as hard anymore. So that means you have to be going slower. You have to start braking sooner. That means you're losing time on the corner. You're losing time braking, and then you don't have the hot tires to grip to fucking get back up to speed.
Yeah.
So it's like you're losing so many things. When you learn what a fucking racing line is, it's like, holy shit. Like when you go through a hairpin, you've always seen like in like Indy, the strategy in an Indy car is to fucking hug the tight corner.
Yeah.
But when it's an F1 car, sometimes you don't want to do that. Sometimes you want to take it kind of on the wider side on one side, because the faster your car is basically facing straight, the faster you're on full throttle. You know what I mean? If your wheels are turned and you fucking have to hammer down, guess what's going to happen? You're going to start sliding your ass all over the place.
Oh.
So it's fucking crazy that it's like, okay, well, why don't I take it wide, just take a quick hard turn, and then I'm instantly back on full throttle. Or I could take this leisurely fucking around the corner bend.
Keep it straight as possible.
Seeing shit like that and like learning how to slice the pie going through, it's fucking wild, man.
So how do you think George Russell does this weekend?
Terrible.
In the Mercedes.
Probably wrecks one of the Petronas cars.
You think?
I think it might be a little more car than he's ready for, especially considering his first time sitting in a car with Das was yesterday or today. Mm-hmm. He's going to have to learn all that too. And he's only got 5 days to do that.
And not even.
4.
Yeah.
Well, not even. Well, fucking practice, I guess, can count. Sure.
Yeah. But, well, because we even see it with the Red Bulls. Like, Pierre Gasly is brilliant in an AlphaTauri.
Yeah.
But in a Red Bull, like, it's just a lot more fucking car.
Oh, yeah.
And we saw Alex Albon, brilliant in F2, brilliant in an AlphaTauri.
Struggling with the fucking real Red Bull.
Now, Alex Albon seems to be coming around. I think they're going to keep him for 21.
I think that he might have just had better tracks under his belt. Like, I think that the track plays into it a bit. Like, it caters to certain vehicles a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like you were saying to me earlier about this track for this weekend, the actual outline they're doing.
It's fucking straight.
It's a fucking, it's
an oval.
How many corners are there legitimately? I think there's
9.
9?
Yes.
That's fucking nothing.
Yeah, and some of them are not fucking corners.
No, there's one little, like, half chicane.
Yeah, it's not. It's like, you can almost...
Turn 2 and 3 are... like a borderline chicane, but you could straight through them if you wanted.
Yeah, turn 1 is like a hairpin.
Yeah.
Into turn 2, turn 3, but it's, kind of like a chicane, but I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to straight line.
Yeah, he's fucked. I think it's too much car for him.
For Russell?
Yeah.
Well, I think this was what might actually be the advantage for Russell. Is like...
He grows us out of balls?
Well, if he just fucking hammers down those straights, those two Mercedes.
Is he going to know when to brake, though? Because he's going to be going a little faster than he's used to.
Yeah, those two Mercedes and those two Racing Points, like, just the fucking power, man. Like, I think 100% Russell's in the points this weekend.
You think so?
100% he's in the points. And I wouldn't be surprised in the top 5 finish.
You know what? I don't care so much about the top 5, but I care more than ever now that you've said it about him being in points. Because even though I just said people are sleeping on F1, and it's probably one of my favorite sports. It's one of the ones. I look forward to that on Sundays more than I do football, and I've been a football fan for a long time. Yeah, it's because I find football, like, I can predict football a little easier, but racing, like, so many variables could happen.
You never know.
However,
what's gonna happen.
It's getting super boring. I'm tired of seeing this whole season has been the same fucking the same result pretty much, unless there's like if barring any miracles, it's been the same result.
Yeah, like,
and that's
Bottas
boring.
having a flat last weekend.
Yeah.
That led to a Mercedes Red Bull.
And I think he had a power unit failure once, and it's been the same every time. And every single, like, even the 2 weeks ago, fucking Hamilton was way down on the grid magically when Stroll was supposed to, in Turkey, the Turkish Grand Prix.
Came back to win it.
Somehow still wins. It's like, so, like, no matter what, he just wins because he's got a better team, the strategy around him, and his cars are magical. And I'm not going to take anything away that he's probably the best driver on planet fucking Earth.
Like, you can put him 100%, like, obviously just championships alone. Like, he's in the conversation with the greatest driver of all time. Like,
I think he starts the conversation.
Yeah.
I think his name is there.
it's like Hamilton, Schumacher, like Senna,
Yeah.
Proust, and like Vettel could be in the conversation as well. Vettel just hasn't been great recently, but he had his time. Gilles Villeneuve.
Yeah. He could be in that conversation.
Yeah, 100%. But
Just because we're Canadian.
I would like to see Russell. I want to see Russell in the points this weekend.
I do too, because it'll just prove that like it's
about
not
the car.
it's about the car more than it is the driver, and that's what I'd really like to see.
Yeah.
I can't wait for them to be on like a salary cap sort of situation.
Dude, it's going to make racing so much better. I'm predicting this weekend Verstappen's going to win. It'll probably be Verstappen, Bottas, Albon.
I don't think Verstappen will. I don't think that Red Bull's built for a straight line like that.
Oh, sorry, you're right. No, that's not what I mean.
I think you're going to see a Renault in there in the top bit. Maybe not on the podium, but I think you're going to see a Renault up there.
It'll probably actually be Bottas and then the 2 racing points.
Yeah. So Bottas is getting a free win. Good. You really earned that, buddy. Why don't you sip the drink first before spraying everyone down?
That's fucking the worst, too.
Fucking Swedes all do
Because
that.
if he wins and
Finns, whatever they are.
Verstappen doesn't have like a podium finish, the race for second's over.
Yeah.
Which is Verstappen basically needs to win this weekend for the fight for second place to continue.
Yeah.
Or needs to outplace Bottas at least.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe you just give him a little love tap. Just send him into a wall.
See you later, bitch. I'd really like to see that. But yeah, now that we're talking it out more and I'm remembering what I said about the straights, yeah.
Yeah,
It's going to be the Benzes and like...
I don't think this track is designed for one of the Red Bulls. No. Those are good in cold, cornery, fucking weird changes in altitude.
Yeah, the Red Bulls are going to be fucked. The AlphaTauris are going to be fucked. The Alfa Romeos are always fucked. And then the Ferraris.
If anyone can get in front of the Mercedes, but not like, I guess they'd have to be more than a second in front of them.
It basically needs to be Perez. If anybody's going to beat Bottas, it basically has to be Perez.
Yeah. One thing I've noticed is the Mercedes cars perform unbelievably bad when they're playing in hot air. So, in like dirty air in front of them.
Oh, yeah.
So, whereas like a Red Bull, for instance, it seems to perform just fine. It doesn't really affect it enough.
Yeah.
But I noticed like Hamilton, when he's behind someone, he can't fucking handle it. Like he just bitches on the radio the whole time. His car's not performing well. Like it really just can't. So I actually think that if anyone can get in front of them by more than a second, they're going to have real trouble.
Yeah. Well, it would have to be the racing points, though. It has to be.
Yeah.
They're the only ones that are going to be able to create any kind of gap on the straights. Like, even still, like Stroll's not talented enough to do it. Perez is.
Yeah.
It's fucked that Perez isn't signed to a team for next year.
That's all right. He's had his fucking run, and it's a shame. Maybe he will be signed eventually, but
yeah, I can see him ending up at. I can see him getting rid of Kvyat and him ending up at AlphaTauri.
I wouldn't mind seeing that because I wouldn't mind seeing him on Red Bull proper eventually.
It seems like I don't know. I don't really want to see him paired up with Verstappen because he'll just be left out in the cold.
No, I don't think he will.
Verstappen's their golden boy, man. Verstappen's their Hamilton.
Yeah, but I don't think that'll be forever. Like I think that they want to win, so Perez is a good loser. You know what I mean? Like he's a great guy to have around to lose to.
He's a Ricardo.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he's always in like a decent enough mood. He can take it. He's just there for the fucking.
Yeah.
He's been in there so long now at this point. He's been around for a long while.
Yeah.
And for him to be like at the point where he's getting cut, I think the reality is set to him that I'm just here for the ride. Like I can't be a world champion.
Yeah.
Like there's no chance for him to be a world champion. He doesn't really quite have the skill set. Like he's a great driver, but he's not quite like top echelon good.
Yeah, he's not Verstappen, Hamilton, Norris kind of level. Yeah,
exactly. So I think he probably knows that.
Yeah, that was an interesting sign though. Carlos Sainz going to Ferrari felt like a weird one as well.
It didn't make any sense to me.
And Vettel going to Aston Martin also felt weird, which is Racing Point right now.
Yeah, although I am kind of interested to see how Ricciardo does with McLaren once the salary cap thing comes along. I think McLaren will be a bigger contender by then.
And I think Ricciardo is a very good thing for Lando Norris. Because Lando Norris is a young star in the making, like, great driver, brilliant response, like, handles the car beautifully, comes back out of tricky situations, like, fights hard for position, doesn't fucking let off whatsoever. And I think Ricciardo would be a good, like, mentor to him and a good teacher. Because I feel like Carlos Sainz is kind of a dick.
Yeah, he's Spanish. What can you say? They're just fucking heads in the cloud. Like, they're the greatest things on planet fucking Earth.
Yeah, like, I feel like Ricciardo would actually have, like, something to offer Lando that Sainz definitely does not.
Big time. To move along to something different here.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to fucking IKEA?
Dude, I have a wife. Of course I've been to IKEA.
Like, that is the most. I have no idea how they're in business.
Wait, okay. So, walk me through your IKEA experience. Like, don't just start right at the frustration. Paint me the story. Like, tell me what happened. Start from trying to find a parking spot.
Well, COVID's happening, so parking was easy.
Oh, really? Man, every time I've been there during COVID,
oh fuck,
still blocked.
No, I went during a weekday in the middle of the day, and like at literally 2:00 maybe in the afternoon or something.
Yeah.
And no, there was like maybe a 5-person lineup to get in.
Yeah.
And I pretty much walked right in.
Yeah.
Like there was nothing. But I've never ever been to IKEA in my life. Mm-hmm. I never been. I thought it was just like a weird furniture store. I knew everything was just all like I've always heard the memes. I've never bought anything from them, ordered, delivered, nothing. I've always heard the memes and shit about how hard their shit is to put together and the instructions don't make sense and they're fucking weird in this. But I kind of had the perception that it was just like very affordable, high-end furniture. I didn't realize it was low-end furniture at like kind of high prices for what you're fucking getting. I didn't really know that. So I was like, oh, I'm going to, blah, blah, blah. This is going to be fucking fantastic. So I get there, and I was fully expecting to walk into a furniture Costco. That's what I thought I was walking into, is a furniture Costco. Just great big, tall fucking shelves and these long rows. And it was just going to be, here's the furniture all in boxes. There's going to be maybe a few displays around, and otherwise just the pictures. You can just go in. Here's what I want.
So wait, you walk in through the main door.
Actually, hold on. Let's reverse time a bit. So I'm the type of person, I was at work that day. Mind you, it was my day off, but I was just working. But I knew I had time if I wanted to go dip and go over to Costco to get this stuff or not.
Over to Fartmouth.
Right.
Over to Anedamouth.
Yeah. So I decided, okay, I found what I want. I verified online that they are in stock. Mm-hmm. And I tried calling to just say, can you put it to the side, like a customer pickup or something like that, so I can just walk in, swipe my debit card, and fucking out I go. And first of all, you got to call like basically a 1-800 number. You got to go through like a fucking bunch of prompts. And then eventually someone answers the language barrier was through the fucking moon, even though they're apparently at this local store. Like, this person should not be talking to people on the phone. They should not be answering the phone. And they couldn't fucking understand a goddamn word I was saying. I was trying to say, anyway, I ended up just saying, fuck it. I think I actually said the words out loud, and then I just hung up. Said, not dealing with this. I'm like, whatever, I'm going to fucking go there. So I go online to verify that they are in stock. It even goes as far as telling you what aisle, what section, what aisle, and what bin they're in. Which I never heard the term bin in that reference before, so I didn't know what the fuck I was looking for. A bin? I'm like, are they going to be literally in a bin? I didn't realize that was what they call the columns of shelves. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So anyway, now flash forward. I'm walking in the store. I walk in, and there's just not the big store. I walk in, and it was like a lobby. Like as if this was like a fucking...
Okay.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? There's a stair set going upstairs. I see like a sign that says cafeteria, and I see warehouse this way. And I'm like, did I just walk in like this lineup was super short. I was expecting it to be long. Did they think I'm an employee or something? And I'm just going in like, what the fuck is happening here? And then I asked some lady, I'm like, yeah, I'm looking for this section. And she's like, okay, so you want to go into the warehouse? And I'm like, warehouse? I don't want to go in the fucking warehouse. I want to go in the store. I didn't fucking know this bullshit. So I go in, And I got to walk down. There's people on like fucking pump lifts going by. Like I'm basically in the backside of fucking Home Depot now. And I'm like, what is this bullshit? So finally I find what looks to be like a store within the middle of a warehouse. Like all of a sudden, like there was like things, there's stuff you could touch and feel and fucking grab. And
Yeah.
Anyway, I started seeing, oh, there's the fucking aisle I need. So I walked probably a mile. And then I find the aisle that I need. And then I like, so now let's try to find these bins. I don't see any bins. And I realized, oh, the columns are labeled bins. All right. Going down. And I fucking find the name of the product that I want, but not the SKU number. The picture on the little printout thing wasn't at all what I wanted. It was just like the same fucking Swedish name with the fucking little dots over the U and stuff. And I'm like, okay. Well, what the fuck is this? I don't have a clue. So I'm like, maybe I'm in the wrong spot. So I re-look at the screenshots I have on my phone. No, it says this is where it is. So I walk back and forth. I'm like, oh, I'm like, fuck, maybe since I screenshotted this yesterday, I ought to just, maybe they moved a couple things overnight. So I go back on my fucking phone, go back to the website, find what I want. Sure enough, it still says it's the same aisle. It's not there. I'm looking around for help. You don't know what a fucking Costco employee looks like, or a Costco employee's like fucking, you can't find out what they look like either. Except for some of them have a vest on, but not all of them. But an IKEA employee, you can't figure out for the life of you, what the fuck does an IKEA employee even look like? And then I see a bunch of guys in like high visible vests. And I'm like, hey, do you work here? And they're like, yes. I'm like, can you help me? Well, you have to go to customer service for that. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't want customer service. I just want you to send me where is this aisle? Anyway, I must have been like, I started talking out loud. I'm like, yeah, I can't find what I'm looking for here. And hoping someone would just walk around the corner and be like, oh, hello there. Do you need any help? Never fucking happened. So I find these little computer kiosk things where you can like find what you're looking for and it'll tell you. I go do that and it's like, oh, purchase now. I'm like, holy shit, I can just purchase this right now. And it says that it'll just meet me up at customer service. I'm like, well, all fucking right, let's go. So I just do that. I go meet. And then all of a sudden, so I have this QR code or whatever on my phone that it emailed me directly. I get up to the little thing to scan and it says missing part. I'm like, the fuck you talking about missing a part? I shouldn't have a part. He told me to come up here. So I fucking go to one of the customer service people. The people that are checking you out, they can't speak a fucking lick of English. Like, oh, what do you have to do? You have to go down the aisle. And I'm like, what the fuck are you saying? I'm like, I want this product. I'm like, it's telling me on this computer here that it's $217. I'm paying $279. That's the product I came in to buy was $279. It's not on sale. Why is this computer telling me $217? It doesn't make, I'm being a good person here. I want to pay more because I want it. And they're like, oh, it looks like it's cheaper. I'm like, no, it's not cheaper. I want to pay full price because then I know I'm getting the fucking product I want. I don't want no discounted thing. I want this one. It's not on sale online, so why is it on sale in the person? It doesn't make sense. I'm like, this isn't right. Something's missing here. And she's like, no, it's all here. I'm like, no, it's not all fucking here. I'm telling you right now. That's the price of this product. You're charging me way less. I want the full fucking price. And she's not understanding this. I knew something was fucking wrong. And sure enough, something was fucking wrong. So then I find a white person. Now, this sounds real rude, but I find
that was rude.
Well, just because they're like, I don't.
What if that white person was Swedish? Then you wouldn't be able to understand them either.
Well, I threw the fucking dice and look what happened. She's like, oh, hi there. How are you? I'm like, great. Come with me. Help. Find. Search. And she said, oh, okay. So what has to happen is, which it doesn't tell you anywhere online, this product that I was buying, it was a big shelving unit. It comes in 3 separate boxes.
Right.
One of those boxes I had to grab on my own. Which was the thing that I found that had the same fucking Swedish name with the little dots above the U. Yeah. So that's the one that I had to fucking find a way to carry that all on my own. The other 2 boxes that it didn't tell you it came in 3 boxes. I mean, I guess, sure, but it never said nothing about that. Those other 2 boxes magically appear at customer service so that you pick them up on your way out. You just bring your little receipt over. So I had to walk all the way back down this fucking mile-long hallway, grab this one fucking box. Then I had to go pay for it. It somehow now it knew to charge me full price, even though it was the same exact barcode I just fucking scanned off my phone, but now I actually had a product in my hands too.
Yeah.
Go to customer service, and then there's a fucking countdown timer when it gets to be your turn. So I give them my receipt. They say, okay, one moment, we'll go get your boxes. So I'm like, all right. And then there's another fucking countdown machine where you got to wait. And it's like, your item will be arriving in whatever time. I can see the lady that was like standing there. I could see her standing there. I didn't know she was going to be the one that helped me, but I could kind of see back there and see like someone just standing by doing nothing, playing on her phone. For all I know, if she was fucking playing Farmville or something. Candy Crush. And all of a sudden, some guy comes over, puts a couple boxes on this trolley thing. She takes the trolley and comes over to me and says, here are your boxes. I said, all right, well, how do I get them out? She's like, oh, you have to wheel them out. I'm like, I gotta wheel these up to my own car? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I've got a fucking half a ton worth of metal and glass and stuff here, wood here. Like, what the fuck? So I bring it out. I end up wheeling it out, which, first of all, it was in like, I don't know, I could say, how tall was that? I don't know. The box was low. We're looking at the shelf right now. The box was way longer than that is tall. Way fucking longer than that is tall. Wait, it was probably a 10-foot box.
Okay.
Or so. Like, it was fucking long. All right.
Fit it in your car.
I had a vehicle from work because I planned ahead thinking it would be bigger than my car could handle.
Right.
So I get to work, or I get to the car I had from work, which was a fucking Palisade, an 8-passenger vehicle. And I'm like, all right, well, hope this fucking fits in here. Like, no notice that this is how big it is. It's an item that's not shippable, so I couldn't have had it ordered and delivered to my house. I had to go pick it up. There's no way to fucking know how to do any of this bullshit. I get the box, and then what? What, I still was standing with my dick in my hand? What if I drove a fucking 2-door car? Like, or what if I drove a normal Dodge fucking Grand Caravan? This would not have fit in that caravan. It was longer. So you're telling me now I gotta fucking drive around on a fucking -10 day with the fucking hatch open? Like, there's no way. Like, what was I supposed to do? Fucking go to the nearest Dodge dealership and buy a fucking truck with an extended cab and a fucking, just to bring my furniture home? They gave you no options for any of this. Let's just say, IKEA, you heard it here first. You will never fucking have my business again. It's not worth that fucking headache. No. And then I had to get home and fucking put it together.
It's a beautiful shelf.
There wasn't a fucking lick of language in the entire shelves. All it did was show you a few pictures, and there's a couple of select parts where like it doesn't specify. So it's shelves that I got, and it's a bunch of rails that you just kind of screw together, but it doesn't specify the rails. It kind of does, but it doesn't specify the whole thing. So there's some parts where there's holes in them where they're supposed to be on the other side, but there's no way to fucking have known that until you have it all put together. So for instance, if you look at this hole right here,
Yeah.
that hole, and now how there's a random one down here,
Yeah.
it's because the top part of this shelf on the other side has a hole just like this. So there's supposed to be a little triangle thing right there. But there's no way you could have ever fucking known that. I read through the manual again. I'm like, there's no way I would have fucking known this until I had it put together to put these little triangle butterfly things on here to fucking keep the shelf with the rail. There's no. So anyway, IKEA will never get my fucking business again. That experience is ridiculous. It's not even a fucking store.
Dude, okay, so do you want to have your mind blown even further about IKEA?
It doesn't matter. I'll never go.
So if you went up the stairs, do you know what was up the stairs?
Oh, I fucking forgot about the stairs. What was up there?
So when you go up there...
Is that where the furniture gallery is?
Yes.
No.
So when you go up there, there's just sales associates everywhere. And when you see the thing you want, you're like, hey, I want that. And they're like, okay, it'll be at customer service. That's it. And then you go downstairs and pay for it. Still wouldn't have solved your issue with putting it together,
Getting it delivered.
loading it in your car.
I can't believe that. That was the part that I think might have, out of everything and all life frustration, you know what I mean? There's kind of that moment of relief when you finally, you just get what you want, it's paid for, you have it in your hands. Like, okay, the rest of it can be behind me. I only live once. I'm not going to stress about that no more. But what the fuck is someone supposed to do when they get this shelving unit to their vehicle? I had to lift it in myself, which I'll tell you.
How did you get it upstairs?
Up here?
Yeah.
A shopping cart?
Oh.
Yeah, I had to load it, like lay it on top of the shopping cart and then like walk one piece at a time.
Yeah.
It was a tight corner getting onto the elevator though, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Somehow it fit though. But man, what if I was like I just don't understand how they expected someone to get out of there with this fucking shelves they just bought. Like, what am I supposed to fucking do? Like, what if I just drove... I drive a pretty large sedan. In fact, until you get into luxury sedans, I drive the largest sedan on the road. Dodge Chargers? There's no larger sedans other than like Mercedes S-Class and like the big stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I have
Charger and 300C are definitely the two biggest.
big without question. What was so like even like I said, a Dodge Caravan, a normal fucking SUV wouldn't have fit this. I had to take a fucking 8-passenger vehicle just because like I had one disposable to me, and it just happened to fit. Like what was I supposed to do? You know how hard it was to lift that in?
How far did it go? Like, was it right to the front seats?
No, it was on the fucking elbow rests, buddy. We'll put it this way: the Palisade has what's called shift-by-wire gears, so you just press the gear you need to go in.
Yeah, you just press the button.
Instead of there being an actual gear shift, where you go like park reverse, like this thing moves back and forth like most cars. It doesn't have that. If it had that, this box would not. The tailgate wouldn't have closed. It was that fucking long. It was up on the front fucking elbow rest, over top of where a shifter should have been, all the way to the back, and like the tailgate touched it. It was that fucking long of a box.
That's so fucked.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, what did they expect me to do to get this fucking thing home?
Yeah.
Like, did I literally have to go to the? Is there an aisle in the Costco that fucking has a make-it-yourself truck? I don't understand.
Man, it's that's so funny that was your IKEA experience. Yeah, so when you go upstairs, it's just a bunch of rooms, right?
Okay, I've never been up there.
So there's like bedrooms and living rooms and kitchens, and they're all styled in different ways. And then you go through and you pick out the stuff that you want. But then there's like more normal shit. So there's another room that's like full of couches and chairs. And there's another room that's like full of desks, and another room that's just full of beds. But they have like lots of these little rooms set up so you can kind of see how it would look in your house.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No, that was fucking painful experience. Let's just say they've lost my business forever. And the worst part is, it started out as when I made that phone call just to see if I could set something off to the side. That's when I knew the experience was going to be terrible. And I just decided, well, I'm going to go with it anyway. And let's just say I do like the shelf.
The shelf turned out beautiful.
I am very irritated seeing these holes now that I know about them and shit.
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't make sense how there was no instructions. So I think I did one of them correctly, which is the one closest to you. Because by the time I had built the second one, I acknowledged that, oh, okay, let's plan ahead here.
Yeah.
So I didn't put those little triangle things in because it turned out it didn't. The thing's sturdy enough; it doesn't need those extra supports like at all.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I found it, so it was all right. I'm all right with it.
That was a very funny story.
Yeah, that was fucking retarded, is what that was. I will never be back there again.
IKEA has permanently lost Drunk Ryan.
Yo, 100%. So it's funny because I've browsed their website probably 100 times in my life.
Yeah.
To like look for furniture that I'd be interested in and this and that. And this was the first time that I actually liked something enough that I wanted to buy it. Maybe it's because I'm never really looking for furniture. I'm just browsing to browse sometimes.
Yeah.
But this was the first time that I decided I kind of want to own this. So I went and bought it. And let's just say, I do regret it. I'm glad we finally got the shelf, but the whole effort of doing everything else, I don't know if it was completely worth it. I don't.
Man, I find it so funny, like, hearing some of your stories out interacting with the world.
What do you mean?
Like, how heated you get?
Dude, I'm the one person that, like, so most of the time I wear a coat around that says where I work. When I'm wearing that, I'm very well behaved.
Yeah.
I'll be jovial, I'll be funny, I'll make people laugh, blah, blah, blah. But if I'm not, you do one thing I don't fucking like, and I'm going to call you out on it in front of people. I've gotten people kicked out of grocery stores. I'll yell at people in public. You know when you were like younger, when you were like maybe even a teenager and you'd ride around with your friends and you'd see someone on the side of the road and you'd roll the window down and be like, freak!
Yeah.
I do that alone. I'm not impressing no one. There's no one beside me that I'm trying to make laugh or anything. And yet, if I see someone driving down the road, I'll still be like, freak!
Man, when we were like fucking 18, we were driving down the road once, and this person was wearing like a windbreaker outfit from the 90s.
Dude, those were so cool.
And
were you at the age group where those were like the trend to wear to school?
No.
You were too young for them.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Like, that was the fucking outfit when I was like fifth or sixth grade. Like, windbreaker full outfits, like the full tracksuit windbreakers.
Yeah.
Slush suits or whatever.
Yeah.
Was the jam.
That's what this person was wearing. And my buddy who was in the car, we were like 17, 18, like the time when you roll down the windows and like really yell at people a lot. And he just rolled down the window and was like, "Nice windbreaker!" And that was it. It was the fucking best. It was like a drive-by compliment.
Man, Hal Johnson and Joanne McLeod are my number one favorite Halloween costume ever.
Yes.
Remember
Body Break?
Body Break with Hal Johnson and Joanne McLeod.
Dude, have you ever seen any like funny spoofs or like skits of that shit? It
Oh
was
yeah,
so fucking funny.
dude, this fucking juice they made always looked so bad as a child, but now I'm like, oh my god, that stuff's low key good. Basically, they just made Booster Juice.
Yeah,
and then,
that's all they were
before
doing.
Booster Juice.
Yeah. Booster Juice owes them fucking royalties.
Oh, they should at this point. They created an entire fucking multi-million-dollar business based around fucking Body Break drinks.
Okay. Battle of the Canadian Icons. Body Break or Sue Johansson?
Body Break. I don't think Body Break was Canadian either.
I think Body Break was Canadian.
I don't think so. They had quite the tan.
Body Break.
Body Break.
Very confident they were.
Man, they were always running by like water and stuff. Like I think they were from.
Are Canadian television hosts and former international level athletes.
Really?
Yep.
Body Break. Anyone that's international watching this, you got to look up Body Break with Hal Johnson and Joanne McLeod. Like these commercials weren't even good. They were just like 60-second commercial breaks during cartoons on Saturday mornings.
Oh, fucking Hal's American though.
Oh yeah, American.
Man, there's new ones of these. Did you know that?
With them?
Yeah.
Or with some other fuckers?
No. There's like brand new Body Break like commercials that have come out very recently.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like how recent?
Like COVID-19 recent.
Are they wearing masks in them?
I'm not sure.
Because I want to drink a carrot smoothie that helps increase my fucking airflow. Body Break 2020. Body Break. Body Break. Staying safe and healthy. Safe and healthy. It was posted 8 months ago. So, yeah, we had COVID 8 months ago, didn't we?
I think so.
I wonder what the fuck they could possibly be telling us about Joanne McLeod and Hal Johnson. We met where else? The gym.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Hal Johnson.
And I'm Joanne McLeod.
We have a message about staying
Dude, they
safe
look
and
just as
healthy
old as they
during the
did in the
COVID-19
90s.
I know.
situation.
So here are 3 simple habits to help
See?
you in your day-to-day life.
Practice safe social distancing.
And they're
All right.
standing
That means
shoulder to
staying
shoulder.
Approximately 2 meters
Are they
apart
married?
In most
I don't think
situations.
so.
Are they just fucking?
If you
They're
have
just
to cough,
business
they
partners?
just make practice
She
of doing
has
it into
definitely
your
sucked
elbow.
his dick.
And lastly, wash your hands with disinfectant
You know what's
soap.
fucked about
For
washing
how
your
long?
hands?
Well, sing
You
happy
don't
birthday
really
twice.
wash your hands.
Happy birthday
Your hands
to
wash
you.
each other and you just
Happy
kind of stand there and
birthday
watch
to
it all happen.
Happy
It really
birthday.
fucks with my
It's
head.
very true.
These 3 simple habits
Your
will
hands are
help
very
you
cooperative
stay
with each other
healthy.
in that situation.
That's all for this special
I'll help
live
you out,
VR
buddy.
edition of
Anyway, I never realized how smart I am until I watch my hands do things. I'm like, how am I doing this right now?
This is incredible. Look at all that dexterity.
Yeah, you ever see fucking Otto when he was right high or something? He's like, they're called fingers, but I don't think I've seen them fing. You know, Otto, the bus driver?
Yeah.
Ivan Etniage. Joined the Navy.
Dude, fucking Otto's the best. One of the best characters in Simpsons.
Dude, some of the Simpsons characters are fucking classic. We were watching the monorail thing just before this. Like,
Yeah.
fucking, how did we just full circle into Simpsons like that? Wow.
Because The Simpsons is always like appropriate.
What killed the Simpsons for you, or did anything?
I don't know why I stopped watching The Simpsons. It was a really big thing when I was a kid. So probably from like age 7 to 14.
Oh yeah.
I watched The Simpsons a lot. Like, I remember it was like really very vivid memory for me as a kid. So when I was like 7 years old, in the evening time, I'd go upstairs in my parents' bedroom to watch TV because they were watching the TV downstairs. And I'd have a chocolate milk and watch Simpsons.
That's extremely wholesome.
Yeah.
I would sneak the television on to watch The Simpsons, but eventually I was allowed. I think at like 12 or something like that, my mom was just like cool with it. But before that, she really didn't want me watching The Simpsons, which is weird because of how I grew up, you know. But man, I watched The Simpsons until also I was about 14 or 15. Like I was diehard into The Simpsons. Like I could still to this day I can quote most of the first 14 or 15 seasons.
Yeah.
And then you know what killed it for me? They hyped up on Fox for probably 3 fucking months leading up to a season how a beloved Springfield character, I'll never forget the ads. It always used that word. A beloved Springfield character will die this season. Who will it be? And they hyped this up for so long, like, oh my God, like this is gonna be fucking. I thought they were gonna write off like one of the big characters, like the main ones. Like I'm like, holy fuck, like who's so anyway, it drew me in.
Who would you say think that they were gonna write off?
I thought it was gonna be someone like at that point, I was at the age where I was kind of figuring out like, oh, so you're telling me like only like 5 people do all of those voices? Yeah. So I was thinking maybe just one of them was leaving. And that meant that like a big character had to go. Like Apu. Like Apu's gone now because of the fucking stupid world we live in.
Yeah.
But at the time, for fucking years, Apu was perfectly fine. Not a complaint in the world. And now all of a sudden it's a complaint. But back then, I didn't think that was. So I didn't know who it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a big character, though, like Apu or Mo or Barney or fucking Mr. Burns. I knew it wouldn't have been like one of the Simpsons families. Yeah. Maybe Grandpa or something like that.
Sure.
What might have made sense because he was old and blah, blah, blah.
Would have been funny.
Yeah. So I kind of thought that. So I was like very invested in this season, even though they didn't really, like the episodes don't really tie together like ever. Like every now and then they make a reference, but that's it.
Yeah.
Well, they tied a couple together somehow. And I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden, Maude Flanders died. And I was so fucking salty that it completely fucking ruined.
I forgot about that.
Remember they were at like a NASCAR race or something?
Yeah.
And Homer bent over to pick up a ticket or something. And then the fucking girls shooting those T-shirts into the crowd. Homer ducked it.
And it kills Maude.
And it hits Maude, knocks her off the bleachers, and she died.
Why did I think Maude died of cancer or something?
No. I don't know, man.
That's fucked. That's very morbid of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a very
just the way they hyped it up, man. It fucking ruined it. Plus, I was also that age where like I stopped caring about because I found their humor wasn't like I wanted things to be like super shock. So it was like, oh, now all of a sudden Family Guy's around. It's a little bit more fucking threatening. And South Park was that fucking. Like South Park was the biggest merch seller on the planet at that point.
And just think how old South Park already was at that point too. By the time you're 14.
Well, 2 years for me, but
what?
I'm older than you.
Yeah, you're not that much older.
What year do you think South Park came out?
97.
97. So when I was 14, it would have been like 1999.
You were 14 in 19. Or is there? What year are you born?
86.
Oh, there is 4 years in the difference between us.
Yeah.
Oh, really? South Park is 1997.
Yeah.
Whoa, I'm not usually good with trivia like that.
Yes. You know what killed South Park for me?
What?
When they stopped killing Kenny every episode.
That was so fun. It was like a bit that was eventually going to go out of style, though.
It never did for me personally.
Yeah, South Park.
8 seasons of it like that, and then they.
Yeah,
8 or 9 seasons, and then he toasted.
Well,
I never got into that.
Movie, he died permanently for a while.
Oh, after 99? Bigger, longer,
uncut.
Yeah. Which is one of the first half of that movie is one of my favorite movies of all time. The second half, it's just not as.
Oh my God, this is like okay. So earlier we were talking about how I said I don't write enough stuff down when I come up with ideas that I want to talk about.
Yes.
Dude, we're basically Terrence and Phillip.
What the fuck are you talking about? Just because we farted a couple times, all of a sudden we're fucking Terrence and Phillip?
Yeah, we're Canadian.
Well, who's who? Oh, I'm definitely Terrence.
You can be Terrence. I'll be
Which
Phillip.
one's Terrence?
Terrence
has the dark
blue
hair.
Shirt.
No, Phillip has the blue shirt, doesn't he? With the little yellow fucking hair?
No, I think Phillip has the orange short shirt and yellow hair.
Show me a picture of Terrence and Phillip. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah.
It should. So Phillip has the blue shirt and yellow hair. Terrence has the red shirt and dark hair.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah.
Can I be Phillip now?
Yeah. Sure.
Well, I want to be Terrence. No, I'll be Philip.
Fuck your fucking face, Uncle Fucker.
You're a cocksucking, ass-licking Uncle Fucker.
No, you're a boner-biting bastard, Uncle Fucker. You don't eat or sheet or... what is it?
No. Shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucker. You're a cocksucking, ass-licking Uncle Fucker. You're an Uncle Fucker. I must say, you fucked your uncle yesterday. That's a thing in it, is it not?
I don't think so. Play the song.
All
Play
right.
the fucking song.
I wonder if this will be on Spotify so I can get away to this ad-free without finding
Oh, definitely
Uncle
it's on Spotify.
Fucker. It didn't show up. Is the South Park soundtrack? No, it's not on here.
Just play it through YouTube.
Okay.
It's worth it.
It is. I'm pretty sure I know the fucking song though. It might say both of what we're saying.
I think it does.
Shut
You
your
don't eat or sleep or mow the lawn. You just
fuck your uncle all day long. Shut your fucking
face, Uncle Fucker.
face.
You're a
Uncle
boner-biting bastard,
Fucker.
Uncle Fucker.
Uncle Fucker HD with lyrics.
I really want to see the Book of Mormon so bad on Broadway.
You'd fuck your uncle.
Shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucker.
Yeah.
You must say your fucking face, Uncle Fucker. You must fuck your uncle, Uncle Fucker. You don't eat or sleep or mow the lawn, just fuck your uncle all day long. Farts. I love farts. We are James and Philip. It doesn't get old.
Well, what do you expect? They're Canadian.
Oh, God.
Fucking face, Uncle Fucker. Yeah, we're both right. You fucked your uncle yesterday. That's UNCLE. Fuck you, Uncle Fucker. Tonight. Suck my balls. Oh, man.
And that's a fucking high note.
That's a fucking good one right there.
Fuck
All
yeah.
right.
All right.
Well, this has been Terrence and Philip here with another episode of Dudes Talking Shit. Ryan and Travis. You can find us next week on Tuesday. It's been another action-packed episode of Dudes Talking Shit. You can find us next week right here, right now. And this has been Righteous Ryan and the one and only Travis Gone Wild.
Later, shitheads.
Send him your dick pics.